Could junk wax cards actually be valuable in the future? I have a running theory I want to share with you that I think there might be a case where these junk wax cards could possibly be worth something in the future. Let's discuss. So if you're still watching, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I know what I'm talking about. I've been collecting a long time. I know that these cards, for the most part, are worth nothing currently right now. I know that these junk wax cards were produced to the moon and back, and maybe a couple times after that too. So I know that the print runs were huge, but I do have a running theory that these cards could possibly be worth something down the road. So just hear me out on this. So I'm going to use pretty much the 88 Donruss as my main example here, and I'll share why. So I began collecting cards for the most part in 1987, and then in 1988, I was full into it and collecting as much as I possibly could. Let's see, I was probably 12 years old at the time, 7th grade. So yeah, any little money I got, I was buying, I think the packs were still 50, 75 cents at the time, and buying just a ton of 88 Donruss. I think, if I remember correctly, I probably had 8 to 10 complete sets of 88 Donruss and just countless doubles and triples and quadruples and all kinds. So I probably at the time, I probably had about 10 to 15,000 88 Donruss cards, give or take a little bit. So that piece of information kind of ties into what my running theory is. So obviously there's millions of these cards produced. I get that. So, like I said, I had about 10 or 15,000 of these myself. And after I moved off to college and moved away and stuff from home, my mom eventually just got rid of all of them. And not by like selling or anything like that. Like into the garbage, they went. So literally 10 to 15,000 of just 88 Donruss, let alone we have 88 Topps pocket card here too. All went into the garbage can. And so what my running theory is that as people are starting to rediscover their junk wax cards, they're bringing them into dealerships, they're bringing them to dealers, they're bringing them to card shows, since they've heard how much money all these cards are, they're thinking, well, I'm gonna bring them in and sell them and make all this money. Well, then obviously they find out right away that these cards are worth nothing. At the last card show I was at, I'm going to show the picture right here. There was these two ladies at the card show. They had bought a table and just threw these cards out. And they were, as I was walking by, they're like, if you want any of this, we'll make a deal. Like they were just trying to get rid of it. And so, like, I just feel like once these people find out that their cards aren't worth anything, no one's going to buy them. Those cards are going into the garbage too. Now, there's still, if you go to card shows, you're going to see people still selling, whether it's 88 Donruss, 88 Topps, 87 Topps, all those things. They're still there, but slowly that stuff is going to disappear, whether people start just tossing them themselves or whatever else. The total number of cards that are out there are going to go down, and let alone the condition. As you can see, this puck is dinged all up already. And what's funny too, I was curious for the 88 Donruss set, just the pop report. So I looked at PSA, and there's of all the cards graded for 88 Donruss of PSA, it's under 14,000 for all the cards in the whole set. There are 660 cards in the set, and less than 14,000 have been created at PSA. That's less than just one Zion Prism rookie card. So for the whole set, so not a ton of it has been graded, which I get, because obviously there's still not a whole lot of value in these cards currently right now. But like I said, these cards are getting tossed. Eventually, more of it's going to get tossed out, and there is still nostalgia for these cards. People still like the 88 or the 88 Topps. They love. I don't know how many people still like 88 Donruss, but there is still nostalgia for those cards. Just because that's for a lot of people, that's what the first cards that they bought. So, like I said, my running theory is that eventually the amount of supply is going to eventually disappear. People are not going to hang on to these cards forever. Like I said, 15,000 or so of my cards just disappeared into the trash heap many years ago. I can't imagine how many others did the same as well. So is there value in these junk wax cards currently? No, very little. Even if you grade them, you're still not going to get a whole lot of value out of them. But in the future, could be a different story. It's a running theory I have always had. I have literally shared it with nobody. So I'd be curious to kind of hear your thoughts, of what all of you think. I'm sure a lot of you are going to have some pretty interesting thoughts, so I'm ready to hear them. So anyways, let me know what you think that, possibly in the future here, these junk wax cards could actually have some value, since people are eventually just going to get rid of all of them, and there won't be as much left as what people think. So let me know in the comments, and happy collecting.